If you hate Jack Daniels, turn it off now.
Today, we're going to give you the definitive list of the top tier Jack Daniels bottles.
Bum, bum, bum. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach. Sorry, I was looking at a bottle.
And today we are going to give you our list of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, so we did it with Old Forester and Knob Creek, Nectar's, and we were just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get Jack Daniels out of the way.
Let's get Jack Daniels out of
Gives
the
us
way.
an excuse to drink a bunch of it and figure out which ones we like the most, which ones we like the least. But surprisingly, out of all the bottles that basically I own, and your one bottle that you brought, because I didn't own one of those bottles, Gentleman Jack, spoiler, all pretty good.
All pretty good.
Didn't really hate one of them.
I've tasted a lot of them. I didn't hate any of them.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how this goes as we venture through this, for sure.
Go ahead and put in the comments below which one is your favorite bottle or which one maybe we're sleeping on that should be higher, and hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button.
Yep, do all the good stuff.
All right, start. We got a long list, so we got to go.
So are we going, how are we doing this?
Well, from worst to last, from worst to best.
Okay, worst to best.
Worst
There.
to here. Oh.
Today's episode is brought to you by Z-Biotics.
Let's face it, Dave. After, a night of drinks, we're getting old. We just don't bounce back like how we used to.
That's so true, man.
And it's trust me, it's rough. And normally if I go out, I'm like, okay, am I going to be responsible for the day, or am I going to have a fun night?
What do you usually choose?
Well, I always want to have a fun night.
Yeah.
I'll live further now.
We're old, but we ain't that old.
Nah, we ain't that old.
Yeah.
I'll live further now and figure out the later.
Yeah.
But now we don't have to do that anymore since we found Z-Biotics.
That was so true. Z-Biotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by a PhD scientists to tackle the rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink alcohol, it gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for the rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in the gut where you need it the most. So just remember to drink Z-Biotics before drinking alcohol.
Yeah, so this has probably been a couple weeks ago or whatever. We were going out for a friend's birthday party, right?
Yeah.
So, and before we went out, I was just like, is this going to be a short night? It's going to be a long night. And I was already told ahead of time, it's going to be a long night. We're doing dinner, and then we're doing cocktails, and then we're going out for drinks afterwards. I was like, okay, so it's going to be an all-nighter, basically.
It's going to be an all-nighter.
I definitely had to make sure I took one of these. Have a little water. And I'm not going to lie, I was able to wake up early, do the whole routine with the kids and the fam in the morning, was able to get a whole bunch of stuff done for the channel that day. I felt fantastic.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Order Z-Biotics now for your summertime needs. It's lake season, it's wedding season, it's vacation season. So just take the opportunity now to stock up on your Z-Biotics so that way you're ready for whatever occasion that comes in front of you. It'll be perfect. Go to zbiotics.com/Bourbon Kingdom to get 15% off your first order, or scan the QR code in somewhere right around in here at some point, and you can go right on there and get everything you need to have a great summertime.
Seriously, this is one of the best products that you can find on whiskey too. You gotta get it.
Sorry. This is going to be the way it goes. Jack Daniels Old Number 7 becomes the last on our list. It's pretty good, I'll be honest with you. If you're going to make a Jack and Coke, you're going to make a Jack and Coke. Right?
If you're going to make a Jack and Coke, the only thing you do is you're going to make a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Sure, of course.
But most people call everything that they mix with Coke a Jack and Coke, even though it's... Yes, I need a Jack and Coke. And really, it could be like Jim Beam and Coke, Evan Williams and Coke, blah, blah, blah. But truly,
Birthday
Jack
bourbon
and Coke.
Yeah, it could be whatever. basically, if this is the worst bottle in your line, I feel like you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
I feel like you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
all right.
We're gonna kind of do like a speed through, so we may stay on a few bottles, but in general, we're just gonna kind of go through quickly. The next one is the Jack Daniel's Rye. I contend that it's better than the Old Forester Rye. He about punched me in the face for saying it.
I about straight up knocked him out of the seat.
Yep, it's not really, but I just wanted to say it just so he could be mad at me for a minute.
Well, you know, you just want to be a jerk. It's fine. It's a pretty good 90 proof of rye.
Yeah, it really is.
It is surprisingly actually a lot better. You don't really ever hear anybody talk about it, but it's cheap enough to where you can obviously mix it, make it into a cocktail, and also drink it straight and not hate it.
Yep.
So overall, pretty good.
Overall, pretty good. Next one on the list, the Gentleman Jack. This is for all you out here who like a smooth, really Tennessee whiskey. This is the smooth one that you want to. This is an easy drinker.
This is your Vegas whiskey.
This is my Vegas whiskey because they didn't have much else. So I was drinking a lot of Gentleman Jack in Vegas. So it is what it is.
Again, everything that Dave's saying, 1000% correct. It's just the easier sipping version of the old number 7.
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
It's twice mellowed, guys.
Yeah, twice mellowed. That's why I was looking at the little top here where it says
twice
mellowed.
Next one on the list is the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. They put this and the Bonded out at the same time.
This is where we're going to get hate.
I think we generally like the Bonded better. I like this one. Listen, there's not really a Jack Daniel's that I don't like.
Agreed.
And so we're trying to nitpick on different things and figure out like what we do and don't like about them. I like this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not up towards the top of our list.
So I think most people like the triple mash more than the bonded. Like if you look at like people who do reviews and people who are on Whiskey Tube, writers, whatever. We are just not of that category. We actually like the bonded a lot more. I think this is still really good.
Yeah, I think it's good too.
This has much more fruit profile. I think if you do like fruit more, you get a lot more on this one than what you do most traditional Jack Daniels. So, but still really solid.
I agree. Next one is the old Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. This is the single barrel proof little brother. This one is super smooth. Honestly, I liken this to the Gentleman Jack in the sense of how smooth it is.
Yeah.
Not in the same similar taste. It's just like I feel like this is super smooth and super easy to drink, and so like it's a good sipper.
I agree. You like this more than me, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think this comes off a little bit more nutty than what I like.
It is definitely nutty.
So this would probably be one that's pushed up a little bit further than what I would, but at the same time, it's so good. Like that, it's not quite like that, like Heaven Hill nuttiness, Jim Beam nuttiness, stuff like that, but it's just still a little bit of nutty.
There is definitely nuttiness to it. That is one thing that sticks out to it. Next is the Jack Daniel's 10-year. This is batch 2.
Batch 2, so this is batch 1 and be dead last on this list.
Batch 2 is much better than batch 1.
1000%.
Whatever they did in batch 2 to make it better than batch 1, good on you, Jack Daniel's.
Yeah.
It's way, again, we are comparing it to batch 1, just way better.
No, 1000%. That last year, whenever we did a blind, I think, and I can't recall, I'd have to double check. I feel like when we did the blind of Jack Daniel's, I feel like last year's 10-year lost to number 7 for me. I don't know if it did for you, but I think it did for me. That's how much I disliked it.
They were close, whatever it was.
Yes.
This was at the bottom of the list,
yes,
for sure.
And I really strongly disliked it.
Yeah.
This one I don't dislike at all. I think it's good. I would not pay secondary prices for it.
No.
But I would not be upset buying one, drinking on it, and so on and so forth. So.
I agree with that. Next is the Jack Daniel's Bonded, the brother of the Triple Mash. For our money, this was the one.
Oh, I agree.
And this is such a solid drinker, such an easy. I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like just the flavor profile of it. I enjoy it a whole lot.
It has much more of the, compared to its brother, the triple mash, it has much more of a traditional darker profile of caramel, chocolate, marshmallow, like stuff like that. Just traditional, more darker notes
Yep.
that I really enjoy. And that's definitely 1,000% more my jam than like a fruit profile.
Yeah. Next is the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye
Mm-hmm.
right here.
And I'm going to be real honest with you. I told Dave this. I could trade out for the next one coming up over this one and probably not be upset about it.
I could too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're kind of interchangeable.
Well, you actually said something that was actually really, I totally agree with. Depending on the day and depending on the single barrel,
yeah,
it would probably go back and forth.
Yeah, for sure. So good, and it's right.
And these are brand new. People are freaking out about them, buying them off secondary and stuff. Eventually, this will hit shelves in theory,
and we'll eventually be like this.
Yes,
where it's on the shelves, generally speaking.
Yeah, for sure,
in a real way. So that leads us to this one, the single barrel proofs. You can tell Zach liked this one
a lot, unless I blinded it and I didn't like it as much currently.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah,
but this is just really good, and we have a tendency to like these because you get a single barrel proof for, what is this, $65?
I feel like they're closer to like 65, 70.
Are they closer to $70 now?
Yeah,
doesn't surprise me. But somewhere between 65 and 70 for a single barrel proof. You just can't go wrong with them, really. Some of them are better than others, but in the general sense, like, they're all kind of good.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah.
They hit like they were awesome whenever they were all above 130 proof. And then for a while we had a long run of like everything under 130 proof, and now they're starting to come back. And
because this is 128.4, so you're tinkering right around 130.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Really good stuff. The next one is the Jack Daniel's 12-year. Universally, we both loved this one.
Loved it.
It was just so good. So happy. I have one of these in my house. I'm really stoked about.
They're awesome.
They're just awesome.
They are utterly fantastic. I think
they deserve to be third on our list.
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And the ones you got 1 and 2, that's just, it's a different kind of line, different kind of situation.
Yeah.
But the 12-year, I think it was my buddy Joey in Breakfast Club where I go and drink on Saturdays. I think he said it best when he's like, it's like a baby Coy Hill.
I could agree with that.
On the nose, like the proof isn't there. I get that.
Yeah, obviously the proof is not there.
But I think he was saying that like on like the nose and the palate.
Yeah, because this
and I just agree tremendously. Like it has so much of that heavy char note that's just so freaking delicious.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Super pumped about this release, and looking forward to what they do eventually once they release that 15-year.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see like batch 2 of this too.
Oh, I
like
agree.
If it holds up, to be that same thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Number 2 on our list. Now this isn't the bottle that.
Wait, is that number 2 or is that other one over there number 2?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Let's make a correction. Number 2 on our list.
Now people are going to sit there and look at those 2 bottles and be like, "How in the heck are you picking that bottle over this bottle?"
So we're taking the one-off versus the series.
Yeah, so to kind of explain really quick. So Jack Daniel's has done a fantastic job of doing like one-offs.
Yeah.
So if it's either some kind of special release.
This is the one-off of all one-offs.
Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, they're not, it's just whatever release that they would do where it's just not consistent. This, I agree with. It's just the one-off of all one-offs. And it's a one of one. It's a one of one.
Yeah, this is a unicorn of unicorns.
And to our knowledge, they're not going to do any more of these.
Right.
Because they're not. So it's sad, but understandable.
Yeah.
So overall, like this is the best Jack Daniel's bottle I own, it's not even close.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But if you're looking at it from a one-off category, there is one line of stuff that I think is overall better.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess we can talk about.
Which is the single barrel special releases.
Is that a single barrel?
Sorry, this is the choice barrel. This is the special release line.
Yeah, basically their LEs or special releases. What's sad is I didn't save any of the I forget the first two releases that they did with them. The Hope. I don't know if it was Hope or whatever it was. I can't remember. But they were fantastic. Coy Hill smashes. This rye is one of the best ryes to release maybe outside of Booker's rye here in forever, and then this thing's trash. But outside of that, I mean, they're all pretty great.
Is great. He dogs on it, even though it would be like if we're taking these three, I would take it. For me, it would be this would be the line. For him, it's probably this.
Man, I don't know. I might take that rye.
Yeah, the rye. This rye is unbelievable.
It's like literally.
This Coy Hill is unbelievable, but
yes,
this rye, they may never do this rye again, and that saddens me to a whole.
Well, they might not ever do the Coy Hill again.
They may not do.
I mean, there's some rumor going around that they're going to release more Coy Hill this year, and I don't know where that rumor is coming from because they've already, you can see the label online that they're releasing this year.
But basically,
So
all I say is
they are.
anything that says special release and it's in this bottle format, chances are it's going to be a hitter.
For the most part, yes.
For the most part, even though this is just not his, this single malt is not his jam. This is really good, and there are other multiple people who back me up in this.
I think you found one.
Several.
You found one.
Several. But as a whole, the single release, the special releases are where it's at.
That's true.
And we would rank them above the other in so many ways. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, leave in the comments below what we got right and what we got wrong. And until next time,
we'll see you.
See you.